All right, I greet you, lovers of freedom. This is Biafra 101 TV. We are live and we are direct. We are here to bring you the gospel of redemption, and we are here to set the record straight. This video here, I want you guys to watch the video. You know, one thing about science and technology, had it been the people we have, our traditionalist people who believe in tradition, and people who, do all kind of medicine via tradition, had it been they can be innovative the way this our brother is innovative, it would have been better, because world is evolving and we got to evolve same time as the world evolves. This guy here is a rainmaker. You will see how he modernized his own rainmaking. He modernized it. When I watch this thing, I say, sure, this is awesome. Practical, you will see it practical. This is not the old pattern of, you set up fire, you bring some sudden leaf and you start blowing the leaf so that the smoke will be coming out for rain to be falling. Or if you want to stop rain, you will watch how this guy modernized his own rainmaking. Well, I say machine. It's not machine now. It's not machine. It's top notch. And is highly recommendable and encourageable. This is what we are expecting from people who are gifted in this herb and roots, on how to use it to cure. Even people who are into herbal whatever, they're supposed to have, think on how to, innovate the herbs and roots into tablets, because even these tablets we are drinking is equally herb and roots. But other nations, they've modernized their own, put into tablets. But our own is still into liquid form. So instead of all these people doing this negative, energy medicine, it's either you send pain, or you do elephantitis or wherever to your fellow distant. Use that knowledge you have to innovate medicine that will be helpful to society, that will be helpful to human, instead of doing the one that will be buying people. Instead of to do the one that will be buying people. Also, you will listen to what Peter Edochie said. You see, our tradition, it's high time we embrace our tradition in a positive way. If it is the one we will modernize it. If it is the one we will make more research, to make it, based on the current situation of the world, because currently we are in AI generation. We see what the white people are doing with AI. We are expecting our people who are knowledgeable, who knows how would I put it now? Who knows, not everybody hears the voice of the herbs and roots, or know what this and this. If you bring this and bring this, join it together, you will use it to achieve social result. You will use it to do social curing, or use it to produce social medicine. I wouldn't want to bore you guys with talk. I want you guys to watch and see innovation in another level. So recommendable. Even this odeshi they are putting inside body, we need to modernize it, because white people, their own odeshi is their bulletproof. We need to evolve, we need to innovate, we need to research. We need to research to know how we can innovate fresh ideas. There is this argument that has been trending that Christianity brought this thing. If not Christianity, we would have been naked, we would have been living in a dark age the way we are living before white men came. And I used to tell people, no, you shouldn't talk so, because had it been we were not interrupted by these imperialists. You want to tell me that there will be no evolution? There will be evolution. If our ancestors can manufacture the one they did, there's every tendency that they can still modernize it. Because I could remember they started from mud house, from hut. They started building house with mud. From there, they started building upstairs with mud. It's all about innovation. So had it been that we are allowed, we are not interrupted, by now we would have, developed some certain things, modernized the things we've developed in the past. So somebody should not come and tell us, if not for the white people, that this thing would have been in that age. No, it's not possible. On our own, we would have done what? Innovate, advance in our own technology. We would have advanced in our own technology. No long talk. I want you guys to watch. Please, after watching, like the video and share the video. It will take you nothing. It's for YouTube to recommend the video to wider audience and wider viewers. I greet you all. Peace and love.
Choice. So Basi, can you explain to us how this thing works?
I'm a rainmaker, and I went to the village to discover how these people make their rain to start falling. So I discovered their ingredients and everything. And I put it on my app, and I set up my app.
So, and this is the device that we use?
Yeah, this is the device.
Okay, so can you demonstrate to us how it works?
So I'm going to activate it on my phone right now. So I think it's now activated. Just remain for the device to start working.
See, it's making some sound. I can hear a clear sound. There's a little bit of smoke coming out now. So I can see a lot more smoke coming out. So how long does this process continue?
Just the next 30 minutes.
30 minutes.
Yeah.
So I can actually feel some drops on my skin right now. I think we have to leave here.
I told you. Okay, guys, you can see now it's raining, but it's just a light rain because I didn't put it on to be like heavy rain. Okay, guys, for the rain to stop, I just need to press a button on my phone, and I will deactivate the rain.
He's right. There's absolutely no rain. That's completely stopped.
Yeah, I told you.
It's just a 2 to 3 minute rain. This is an amazing invention. And how much are you going?
If a native doctor predicts it will rain heavily in 2 days' time, and it rains heavily, chances are that people are likely to say he obtained this power from the devil. But when a meteorologist says it will rain heavily in 2 days' time, and it rains heavily, the conclusion is, oh, he studied it, therefore it's part of science. When a native doctor says it will rain in 2 days' time, very, very heavily, and it rains heavily in 2 days' time, chances are that people are likely to conclude that the native doctor got his powers from the devil. But when a meteorologist says it will rain heavily in the next 2 days, and it does, the same people will say, well, he studied it, right? So, what is the difference? The Jews believe in reincarnation. Our Lord was born in their midst. All the African countries believe in reincarnation. It's not a phenomenon you can dismiss with a wave of the hand. I remember asking a pastor once, do you believe in reincarnation? And he said, Pete, would you like me to answer as a pastor or as an African? I said, answer me first as a pastor. And he said, as a pastor, I don't believe in reincarnation. Fine. Now answer as an African. And he said, look, but Pete, you know that this thing exists. So you see, it's difficult to actually say it exists or it does not exist. But the fact is that Reverend Father Ikem was seen as a reincarnation of his grandfather, who was a very, very solid native doctor. He was born with uncanny abilities, which I prefer to refer to as spiritual powers, unusual spiritual endowments. He decided he was going to be a Reverend Father. He got into the seminary. At night, some spirit would awaken him, take him into the forest around the seminary, show him plants that have curative compounds, and in the daytime he would go and pluck leaves from these plants, and he was using same to treat his colleagues who were seminarians. The rector couldn't take this, so he moved ahead and reported the case to the bishop. The bishop was magnanimous enough to invite the young man. And what this young man asked the bishop was, have you ever doubted the Holy Spirit in all your years of toil in the Lord's vineyard? The bishop couldn't provide an answer, and then he said, my Lord, looking at you, I can tell that you have a congenital ailment which you have been treating for years, but it has not been cured. But I can collect herbs from around the parish house, mix these herbs with holy water, which you have blessed, and prescribe same to you over a period. If you take them, if you take this concoction as I have instructed you to, at the end of a week, you would have been completely healed, completely cured. And because the bishop did not know how in the first place he managed to know that he was suffering from this ailment from the moment he was born, he now decided to give it a trial. The bishop experimented with this medication and it worked. So he ordered that the young man be readmitted into the seminary because already the rector had asked him to get out. That is where the story actually begins. And in the course of his life as a seminarian and a priest, there were so many unusual things which he did. I'm asking you, was the rector right in asking him to leave the seminary because he had unusual powers? If you were in the position of the rector, what would you do? Because what we seem to lose sight of is that the drugs that we take on a daily basis are made from herbs. And I hope you agree with that. So this is the story. Reverend Father Ikem was born with unusual powers. He decides to go to the seminary. And because he preferred going to the seminary and ending up as a Reverend Father, he had to encounter a lot of difficulties. Because the church does not believe in the phenomenon of reincarnation, Reverend Father Ikem had to encounter a lot of difficulties, but he prevailed in the end. Now, so many people believe that what we don't understand are purely elevated forms of art, which I prefer to refer to as the esoteric arts. For example, there is something called telekinesis. You concentrate on an object and you will it to move in the direction you want. That is telekinesis. And there is something called psychometry. You place your hand over an object, you pick up the vibrations left by the person who used it. You can tell his character, right? There is something called levitation. at a level of spiritual development, you can rise from the floor, right? And if you're keen on communicating with the dead, it's called necromancy. You can go to the graveyard, summon the spirit of the dead. If you don't want to go that far, you can be part of a seance. Summon the spirit, it gets into a medium and begins to communicate to all of you through that medium, through the voice of the medium, but with the voice of the dead person. If you don't want to do that, you consult the Ouija board. We even have tarot cards. You can look at these tarot cards and tell whether two people can succeed as husband and wife if they are in love. What I am trying to say is that there are so many things we don't understand, which I would like us to take pains to study and understand, so that we don't just dismiss them as being authored by the devil, as we are always want to do. If there is something we don't understand, then it must be ascribed to the devil. No. Who gave the devil those powers? God himself. If you're very good at reading the Bible, that is a part of Job that said, God got up one morning and summoned all his children for a meeting. The devil himself was there.